In the big rock candy mountains, there's a land that's fair and bright, where the handouts grow on bushes and you sleep out every night, where the boxcars all are empty and the sun shines every day on the birds and the bees.
This is Austin Howard again, and you're listening to Lesson 2 of Mastering Excel. So we're going to get kicked off here with referencing different cells within Excel. So you can see here I'm going to a store, given several store discounts, sales tax rates, so I can find out the discount of each item by going to the discount column. I can put in the price of it, multiply it by the store discount, and then sales price, easily take the regular price minus the discount. So that's going to be $263 for this table. Now if I drag this discount down, you're going to see some errors that pop up, and that's because I didn't put an absolute value, or actually not an absolute value, but absolute on some of the cells I want to keep. So you can see B5 times B1. I want to keep B1 the same and not change throughout the formula. So I'm just going to highlight, hit F4 when I highlight that cell, hit enter, then I can drag it down and it'll remain the same. You can see it has little dollar signs around B1 up here. So if I put a dollar sign in front of the B, this will make the column reference absolute and will remain constant when copy and pasted, and the row reference will be relative. If I put the dollar sign in front of the 1, that'll make the column relative and the row is not absolute. If I do both, the shortcut's F4, it'll make them both absolute. And I can use this data to find the subtotal using a sum and get your total. I want to go over some Boolean operations. So say I have 2 in a cell. I want to know, hey, is that really true or false? Is there a 2 there? I can just put equals, and then if I want to say cell A1 equals 2, it'll say true. Now if I say does that equal 3, it'll give a false. I'm going to use some similar operations here for this next exercise. So say we want, if there's a bunch of people and if it's someone's a brunette or hazel for the eye color, then they'll get a free t-shirt. So it's one or the other, so we're going to use OR function. It's going to be the hair color equals. Now I could write out brunette and put quotations, but I always like referencing cells if I can. So I'm going to reference the brunette written over here. Put a comma and then hit hazel equals the hazel over here. There we go, true. So same thing here, there's some absolute cells I want to keep. So the G6, want that to stay the same throughout all the formulas, hit F4, and then G12 with the hazel. Then I can drag that down so we can quickly see, alright, true, false, true, false. Also, if we want to count all of these, we can use CountIf. This is useful in basically trying to count if brunette pops up in a certain range. So we're going to highlight B5 through B14, and then our criteria is that it's brunette, so we can just click here on the G6. Oh, you can see it blocked me out there because you gotta make sure to hit the comma beforehand. So you can hit brunette, close the parentheses. Alright, there's 6. For the sum, same thing. So we'll use SumIf, and then our range for the hair color, and then put a comma, criteria, we want it to be brunette, and then what we're actually summing is the number of free throws, because we want to analyze, alright, how do they compare between the brunettes and the blondes, and then we'll be able to close that in parentheses, hit OK. Alright, the sum is there, the count. We can do the same for the eyes as well with hazel and brown, and then as far as how many students get a t-shirt, we're going to be using the CountIf again, and basically it's not going to show up with anything because I don't have all the other values entered yet, but I can do CountIf. The range is going to be everything in E5 through E14, and then all you have to do is type true, and if you type true, it's going to give you the number of folks. So, oh, actually it did because I didn't need any of the data over here. So you can see out of this, there's 7 people that are going to be getting a free shirt. Alright, going into some other simple operations we can use. So the count function, that's going to count the number of cells in a range that contain any sort of number. So if we use that, we can see, all right, there's 17 of there. We can also use max and mins. So if we highlight everything, max of 43. Same thing with the min, and average has another similar formula we can use. Another very powerful tool is Vlookup. So you can see here's some data. We're going to be referencing another table here to the right in column H through I. So I want to find out the number of days it's going to take to ship something based off of the distance. So I'm going to hit equals Vlookup. Alright. And then the lookup value is going to be the distance. And then table array is the table that you're referencing to look that up. And then for the column index number, we're looking at column 2 for the output. So I'll put 2 for the output. Hit OK. Alright, 8 days is the closest. You can see the distance is 845, and then in the other table it's 800. So we'll go back there. Since we want the table array to show up as absolute, again we'll press F4, and then we can drag that all the way down. We can do this exact same thing with the delivery price. Sake of time, I'll pass on that. But you can see VLOOKUP, awesome. Definitely use it if you have the chance. So going on some financial formulas that we can use. This is if you're looking at investments or how much money you want to try to save. So the first one is if you're looking at a loan amount of $30,000, you know the interest is almost 5%. There's going to be 60 payments. You can find out the monthly payment amount real quick by using this formula. It's PMT, stands for payment, and you can see it's asking for the rate, so you can just click on the rate. Now it's important to divide the rate by 12 because this is the annual rate. So you'll divide by 12. In per, that's going to be the number of payments. So you can click here on the 60, and then the present value is the loan amount. So you can quickly see, all right, your monthly payment amount is going to be $566. Now for the number of payments, you can come back here and you can use the in per reference. So this is the number of payments. You can see you click on the rate. Again, you'll divide by 12 because we're going to want to look at the monthly rate. The payment, monthly payments are always going to be negative because this is something that you're paying back. So you click there, it has the negative 150. And then the present value is the loan amount. So you can see number of payments, 20.9, so pretty close to 21 payments that it's going to give you, and we can round up or down for that as well. So also, I'll take this data real quick. So if you're trying to save some money, so say you have $200 a month you want to save, if you can put that in some sort of mutual fund and get a 7% return, which is pretty good for that, for 36 months, you can quickly see your future account balance by using the FV, future value formula. So if I put the future value, I know that the rate, 7%, we're going to divide it by 12 for the monthly rate. And number of payments, so that's payments to yourself. So basically number of months that you're saving those $200. And put your comma, and then your present value is essentially $200 that you're going to be having every single month. Hit enter. You can see $7,986 after 36 months that you have that money sitting there that you can save, buy a car, whatever you need to do. So the total money saved, though, is real quick just to see how that compares. So you can take the 200 times the 36. However, for this, the formula doesn't calculate in the negative, so you're going to need to put a negative around that B11. And you can see overall you saved $7,200. But in interest, if you take the difference between the two, all right, $786 just by investing some funds in mutual accounts. So you can do this without relying on your bank or anyone else to tell you what's happening with your money. So Excel has a lot of useful formulas to it. I'll be sure to share several more formulas in future lessons. And thanks so much for listening.